it's always about how you spin it. And how you spin it is going to determine how it is that you see it. For example, let's take this optical illusion of a dancer that's spinning in a direction. Now, with most people, we're able to see the dancer spinning in both directions. And the reason that we're able to do so is because we're able to train our mind to see the multiple possibilities in the ways in which she is moving. And also because we have no emotional attachments to say that one way is more correct than the other in regards to her motion. So there are a lot of things in life in which the thing in which we're talking about is actually spinning in multiple different directions. And it's not necessarily that one direction itself is more correct than the other direction, but we have a lot of emotional attachment to a certain direction in which the topic at hand is spinning, so we're only able to see it spinning in that direction. Now, this notion applies to a lot of different things in life, and if we train our minds to allow the notion that certain discussions and topics and what we deem to be fact or fiction may, in a lot of ways, have truth in regards to multiple angles rather than just one permanent or strict angle in which we perceive it to be. For example, let's look at the universe itself. So, a lot of scientists are fairly cut and dry. You know, the universe is a very stagnant, almost lifeless thing where it's dead matter. And, you know, due to chaos and entropy from events such as the Big Bang, we actually gain organized matter. And from this order, which came out of chaos, comes intelligence. And so, you know, there's one way to look at it where the universe itself is an unconscious and dead thing. And it's only due to a chaotic mess. And out of this chaotic mess, given the vastness of the cosmos itself, it was pretty much a likelihood that eventually we would gain some sort of intelligent life. Or you could look at the universe itself as being some form of conscious entity which is expanding, and it has many appendages in which it tries to gain an experience and a sense of life on its own. And we are merely just a part of it. After all, we're made up of the same components that, you know, stardust is made out of. And who's to say that there isn't a higher form of consciousness than the plane and dimension in which we perceive to be reality itself? So, you know, there's two ways to spin the coin, so to speak. And it's not necessarily that one way is more correct than the other, but it definitely changes your perspective and outlook upon life itself. You know, it's not too far-fetched to conceive of the chaotic mess in which we perceive to be the universe as something conscious and full of experience itself and intelligence rather than dead, lifeless matter, due to the fact that we ourselves are made up of this so-called dead, lifeless matter. And are we not intelligence? And are we not full of experience and of consciousness itself? So it's not too much of a leap to propose the notion that the vastness of the cosmos themselves, though they're on a different plane, have a sense of experience, possibly divine will, and possibly a plan in which it re-experiences itself to gain a fullness and a sense of life in many ways that humans, through human nature, go through cycles of experience and go through many different forms of interaction between the environment, the external world, and their internal selves, to gain a sense of what it truly means to be alive and be conscious, and to be aware of not only yourself but of your surroundings as well. And so, like I said before, it's not necessarily that one direction is more correct than the other, but it's in the ability to consciously and knowingly look upon the objects or the discussion at hand and to be able to see it spinning in the other direction, and to be able to consciously and willingly, observe the other direction, acknowledge that it exists, and to let go of preconceived notions that may have emotional attachment to experiences that we've had or disagreements we have. Just like within the figurine, dancing and spinning, we're able to see it spinning in both directions because we come into the experience itself without holding any grudges against one direction or the other. And so we're able to see both. And in a lot of ways, many people either simply disregard science in lieu of God, and they disregard God in lieu of science, when is it truly that far-fetched to think that many things, just like this figurine, could possibly be spinning in both directions, where one direction isn't necessarily better or more correct than the other direction, but it's all based upon how it is that you look at it and which way you want to see it. Well, thanks for joining me on this little walk and talk. Subscribe to my channel, look up my other videos. You might enjoy Is Free Will a Choice if you enjoyed this video, and I hope to gain further insight and wisdom into what it is to be alive. And so if you feel that you have some topics in which you think it would be fun for me to explore and possibly elaborate upon and give my own input as to what it is I feel in regards to the topic that you're wishing I speak about, then feel free to comment below. Thanks again. Later.